Right, so you're flying out. What's next?
What, then when I flew out last time?
What happens when you get out there now? Are you
Um,
straight into it? Everyone's arriving.
yeah. I kind of do like voice on a FaceTime calls to everyone every day,
Yeah.
just to kind of check on. Like we steepened up the 90. So yeah, like they send through
Steepened
pictures.
up the 90.
Yeah, it was 28 degrees. Now it's like 37. So that's a
Wow.
real big difference.
It's going to be a trick jump.
It's going to be maybe a trick jump. Yeah, it's going to be a juicy one for sure.
90-foot trick jump.
Yeah.
Just the addition of the 110 sort of changes what the 90 looks like.
Exactly. Well, because we built the landing up so big on the 90, actually we built it up and back. So actually the 90 is now just over 80 to the sweet spot now. So you can still jump it to 90 where you did, but because we built the landing up, it's a lot safer and bigger. So now we can jack the 90 up because the landing's so big for the 110. And yeah, it was kind of the 90 last year was just a bit average.
I'm enjoying this podcast because honestly, it's not really something that we talk about normally. See you all the time, don't really ever talk about like that's insane to me that it's like those numbers floating around like actually how weird you are as a guy. Like I see you as a very normal guy when I hang out with you normally, but like you've got a set of jumps in another country that you're changing by a certain number of
Someone
degrees.
FaceTimes over the numbers.
They're like
no,
90 foot long. We're trying to make it a trick jump.
Yeah, true. But well, like I said, it's sort of that's the progression now of the kids. They're going to be doing those tricks on the 90-foot jump. So we kind of has to go beyond what I think I can do to what I think some people can do, which is quite a cool place to be in.
Yeah, very
cool.
To
sit back and watch now.
And what do you think? What do you think you could expect over, like what is going to end up being a big jump size? You know, like what is going to be the trick that you
we saw the canyon rampage gap is what, 70 foot, something like that. So we're pretty much on the money, and we saw flip combos off that, BMW front flipping it. He has actually front flipped the 90 and he landed at 100 feet. We measured that, so he did do a 100-foot fronty a few years ago. I don't know if he ever wants to do that again, but yeah, I don't know. He's a pretty wild dude, and yeah, like I said, I can't imagine what's going to happen because I wouldn't do it. I've always wanted to flip it, so hopefully I can do that one day. But yeah, some kids are going to turn up with some ideas in their head, and hopefully they can do it.
So if you're saying you want to do it one day, I know you've already done it in your head, fucking probably 1,000 times. So explain to me, if you were going to give me instructions, how you would say to flip the 90. What are we going with?
Well, actually, what I'm thinking about is why I haven't flipped it before, because I've had 5 years of opportunity and not done it. But I think it's you actually run out of time. I have normally like a big mission of what I want to do, probably 5 or 6 big missions I want to do. Obviously, you spend 2 days probably warming up to the course and learning it, because you don't want to make any mistakes. Like I said, you have to be 95% sure that it's all going to be all right, because one crash can take you out. So I don't go for it on day one. I like warm up to it, get used to riding a downhill bike, because it's not something I actually do that much. So 2 days is already gone. Then it could be windy for one day, then it could rain for another day. Then the next day I want to do my tricks on the step up to get photos and videos of that. So then that day's gone. And then I want to do some tricks on the big bottom two.
So it's more of a when.
And then I want to get a drone shot of the whole course, or a GoPro course preview I have to film, or something like that. And then all of a sudden, you're kind of exhausted mentally and physically, because it takes a lot to wake up to an alarm at 5 a.m, trounce up the hill, help water a course, put everyone's bikes on the bike rack, because no one's really interested in waking up at 5 o'clock, get everyone ready up there, make sure the camera guys are up there, and then start riding for 2 or 3 hours, walking up, it's 30 degrees, and then you're quite tired, and each run you get so much adrenaline of like, oh, okay, I'm going to do this. There's so many spikes of up and down, that really tires you out, and then at lunchtime you kind of feel like you need a little nap, and then you do it all again in the afternoon. So yeah, kind of by the end of that, I'm kind of like, oh, you know what, I can't bother to flip that 90 anymore.
Yeah.
And so I just need to put it as a priority and put it as one of my first missions, I think.
Right.
I've seen a few people do it, and it does look totally fine. The only thing that would ever happen would be rotating too slow or rotating too fast, which I'm sure is not going to happen. Like, I've flipped many things, I know it was going to be like, but it's still scary, isn't it?
How slow would it be? Because it's long,
it's massive,
it's also flat.
But it's flat, so I'd just pull quite normally, if not actually quite hard, to get it round.
Interesting. So
because it's easier to slow down a backflip than to speed it up. If you've not pulled enough, it's game over. But if you have pulled too hard, you can do a few things, like you can pull the back brake, for example, which will slow your flip down. And you can like stretch your arms and legs out to kind of make you, as a spinning body, bigger, and that slows you down as well. So there's a couple things you can do in the air. So it's not game over if you get it wrong off the bat, but you've got to get it pretty right. You've got to get it within 30%, within sort of 10-15% each side. So
big pull, open up.
Yeah, that's what I'd do anyway.
This is me putting my goggles on. White boss.
I'm sure the wind would be quite... if you have like that much wind, I think it's like 40 miles an hour, you'd have 40 mile an hour wind in your back, upside down. That must feel really weird.
Yeah. The peak must feel weird.
And I think your shirt would come... On big jumps, when you flip, when you go like backwards, your shirt comes up because it blows the air into your shirt, so it must do that on that jump as well.
Wow. What would have been your biggest flip previously?
I think I did a 60-footer in Cruise Fest once. There was a big one down at the bottom. That was pretty big. There's been some big ones at Audi 9s. But yeah, not distance-wise, not close. I've not done one, more than that.
Oh, it's cool. I love hearing like the aims. I actually love just hearing, again, because from the outside it looks so crazy, and then when you actually realise what goes in.
Yeah, you have to really plan.
Thought.
That's what I say to everyone when they arrive. You're going to have to plan your trip out like a holiday eternity. What's it called? Itinerary. You have to plan your Darkfest itinerary, because if it's windy, you kind of have to go for it. Like if you're feeling good, you have to go for it, but you don't want to nail yourself. So it's like a real toss-up of like, because some days it'll be the perfect wind and you're like, I don't really feel like it today, like that's too scary. But then you have to think like, this could be the best day. Yeah. So I should do it right now.
What an episode. You did really well there.
Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah. Do you know what would finish it off?
What?
If you could put some sort of link over my face.
Yeah, I can do that. I could put a video up on Olly's face of an episode we think you'll love.
Is it on now?
There is a subscribe button here on this chair, and on my face, another video we think you'll love. Thank you. We appreciate you.
There's nothing in the chair now. Subscribe.